Deion Jones was on the latest edition of Panthers Playbook, which you can find on our YouTube page. You can find everywhere podcasts are found. You can find at WRALSportsFan.com. Dennis Cox, who we've been you've been hearing his voice, and Chris Lee, WRAL TV, have been hosting Panthers Playbook. And Deion Jones was there. He is the latest addition to the defense. Actually, not the latest. Justin Houston would be the latest. One of the latest additions to the defense. Veteran linebacker joined the defense earlier this offseason. And here's Deion Jones on why playing for Carolina is so interesting, having spent most of his career with the Falcons.
So far, it's definitely been an adjustment, trying to get to learn learn to love these colors. You know what I'm saying? Then, I was in the division, and this is a good rivalry. So, just definitely trying to get the culture down, get the guys, and trying to figure out everything there is about the city and like I said, the culture of the place.
So there's an adjustment there, but there's so. Actually, we're going to do a little thing later on in the show about newcomers in college football. And there's such a big difference between a newcomer who's, like a fifth-year grad transfer and a freshman, right? There's such a big difference. Deion Jones talking about the adjustment and the colors. Yes, but also Deion Jones has been in the league a while, right? He's played for different coaches. He's played for different teams already. He knows how to be a pro. That's the, he's not a rookie. Right, it's not like the transition isn't quite as big. I'm expecting Deion Jones, when called upon, and I don't think he's going to, be playing every snap on the defense by any stretch. When called upon, he'll be ready to roll. And do you know why he's probably not going to be playing every snap on the defense? Because they got some other really good off-ball linebackers. And here's Deion Jones again on Panthers Playbook podcast talking about how strong that linebacker group can be.
I just think we could be as good as we want to be. Like, we just constantly got to put the work in, constantly got to keep on the grind, setting the tone. I mean, we're the quarterbacks of the D, and we just got to carry the guys with us. So far, guys been flying around, eager to learn. We've been gelling as a group, and like I said, it's just bringing everybody along. We start with our room, and then, it gets infectious and it spreads to other rooms.
It's going to need to. This is going to be like an informal theme of today's show. That off-ball linebacker group needs to infect the rest of that defense. Mm-hmm. Here's a stat for you. Ready?
Give it to me.
It's not even actually stats the wrong way to put it. It's a ranking, if you will. ESPN ranked all the position groups 1 to 32. Okay, so 1 to 32 running backs, 1 to 32 quarterbacks, all from 1 to 32, every position in the NFL. I'm going to run through. I'm not going to tell you the positions, but these are all the positions other than off-ball linebacker for the Panthers. 25, 24, 28, 22, 21st, 17, 23, 18, 12. Those are the rankings for all the position groups other than off-ball linebacker.
Okay.
One of them in the top half of the league. Off-ball linebacker, second in the league.
There you go.
So I'm looking at that going, all right, if the secondary isn't top half, well, maybe our tremendous, and I'm thinking about this as like a coordinator, maybe our tremendous linebackers can help in coverage a little bit, right? We can ask them to do a little bit more. If our D-line isn't great, maybe they can come up and fill a few more gaps, right? It's the equivalent of having a really, really good defensive center fielder. All right, have him cover more of the outfield, and then we can put a power bat in right who's slow-footed, right? If everything else isn't as good or as highly looked upon, well, then look at Deion Jones, but more importantly, look at Shaq Thompson, look at Frankie Luvu, look at Grugier Hill, look at those guys and say, I'm going to need you to pick up the slack. Everybody else is, the outside world isn't expecting much of them, but you. For good reason, have high expectations. So I'm going to need you to show up a little bit more than maybe you thought you were going to have to, right? It's the anti-Patriots, right? Because what do the Patriots say? Do your job.
Do your job.
I'm looking at the linebackers going like, do your job, and once you're finished with that, see if you can help out with anyone else's job, right? If you're done, don't just go sit down over there and say, my job's done. Go look for work. Right, that's what they say about offensive linemen too, right? If you pancake a guy and you're still on your feet, Don't just stand there and look at the guy flat on his back. Go help your friend, right? Go help another offensive lineman that's barely holding on.
Go find another one.
Go find work. The off-ball linebackers, and I say off-ball because someone like Brian Burns is listed as an outside linebacker, but he's an edge rusher, right? Mm-hmm. The off-ball linebackers are very, very talented for Carolina. Deion Jones only adds to that, and because they're so talented, and because there's an investment there, and because they've hit kind of the lotto a few times with additions, I'm expecting a lot from them. And hopefully that'll take a little bit less, a little bit off the plate of the safeties, and a little bit off the plate of Jeremy Chin, and a little bit off the plate of Derek Brown. And if they can do that, the defense can improve greatly on what they put on the field last year.